Can't quite put my finger on why this is true, but for as long as video games have existed, gamers have been committed to finding a way to break them. Not in the physical sense of smashing them, well, with the exception of Two Worlds, which I contend truly deserves to be smashed, and if you played it, you know what I mean. But in terms of pushing beyond the boundaries of the game to explore what lies on the other side, typically we do this in the hopes of maybe finding a secret level or additional unexplored content. Escaping the walls that the developer created to keep the game on its design narrative path is often part of the fun for many gamers, even if the rewards may not always be very, rewarding. Now, to be clear, there is a large difference between artificially trying to break the game as opposed to trying to fully explore the game to unlock all of the developers' intentionally hidden Easter eggs.
Like, finding all the warp pipes in a Mario game or the hidden skulls in a Halo title, that is designed to be part of the fun as well as reward for those who search for that. Finding a way to glitch outside of the playable space of the game and getting trapped in some horrible video game, limbo, that doesn't allow you to either move forward or return to the original path. That can feel exciting at first until, you realize that there's no way back.
And the first time I experienced that exact feeling was in the infamous Minus World in the original Super Mario Bros. Game on the NES. After multiple attempts at painstakingly trying to recreate this exploit in the game, I'd heard about it from one of my friends at school. I did it. I broke the correct blocks, I glitched through the wall, I went down the warp pipe into that mysterious world -1. The negative world. I had access to forbidden underwater level that was, it was actually just an unending water level. There was no escape from the negative world. There weren't any special powers I could gain. All I could do was swim around until the time ran out.
So your schoolmate told you about this.
Didn't mention this part.
But didn't mention that.
I would swim frantically towards the end, trying to find some purpose for this magical detour. All my efforts to break free of the story didn't lead to some incredible wonderland full of infinite possibilities. It led to a never-ending level with no escape that served no purpose except to strand those who went searching for it. And the cost of doing that? Oh, just my life. Which is fine if you have lives to spare. If you only have one, it's kind of a high price to pay.
There's another reason that both gamers as well as non-gamers struggle to resist the siren call to break the game. We're inherently compelled to forge our own path in life and make our own choices, even when the path we were designed to walk on is clearly and obviously laying in front of us.
We love our autonomy so much that the first time we were given a choice on something as simple as, what do you want to eat tonight, Eve? We literally chose the only thing we were told not to eat. Why do we do it? I suppose we do it in our games for the same reason we do it in our regular lives. We want to know if there are more choices available to us than what we see. Think about it. A game can be filled with 300 hours of content, and we will still continue to try to climb every unscalable mountain and break down every wall in an effort to try to find ways to access areas that are beyond the map.
No matter how much we have already been given and all the possibilities that are presented to us as explorable options, we are always looking for a way around it, even if we don't have any idea what is waiting for us on the other side. And this curiosity to explore beyond the confines of what we were clearly told to do can come with some very nasty side effects.
While there are certainly walls that we will face in life that the Lord commands us to march around until they fall, like the walls of Jericho, there are also walls that are designed by Him to keep us on the straight and narrow path. And it is only through a combination of studying His Word and following the leading of His Spirit that we will be able to discern the difference. In our video games, barriers exist for a reason. They protect the game experience, and they ensure it plays exactly as it was intended. Oftentimes, there is nothing on the other side of that mountain, because the developer didn't make anything for the player beyond the point we were meant to interact with it.
And other times, the new adventure we find on the other side of those broken bricks is nothing more than an endless loop of pointless swimming in a world that goes nowhere and serves no actual purpose.
As the developer of our lives, the Lord has a very specific plan for our path, some of which may be obviously to our benefit, and other parts may seem hard to understand with our limited view of this plane of existence. But He's not trying to restrict our happiness or progress. He came so that our lives could be full of joy and fulfillment.
But we can't get there by trying to break the game, forcing what we want into our reality, and finding ways around his will into areas that we were never meant to explore. He has promised to direct the paths of all of his children, but it is up to us to listen to his direction.
Breaking the game may lead to new places, but it never leads to the places that we hope that they would. The Lord has a specific path for each of us, and no two paths are identical, but these paths will all end up in the same victorious place if we are faithful to lean on his understanding instead of our own.